So we had a little change in plans. When I rolled off, my foot turned sideways in the stirrup, and he dragged me down this creek bed for about 300 yards. Broke my leg, broke my ribs, tore all the hide off my hands, my back. He had one claw hooked in there when he swung around, and his whole weight was hanging off that one.
Oh.
But he tore the whole back of my neck out, eh?
You didn't have stitches?
Lots, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Inside, outside.
Really?
Yep. See this?
Oh, wow. Where'd you get that?
You know, an old guy in Salt Lake made that for me in 75 or something.
Really?
Did you end up eating that buffalo in the end?
Eating them?
Yeah, didn't you bring him home?
I was already gone when he died. I didn't want to stay in Utah too long because I'd been there like for parts of 3 or 4 years, and I thought the Mormons might get me.
Okay, you're riding by a bear in the woods. Was that a trained animal, or was that just...
That was a trained animal.
That was a trained animal?
Well, actually, I don't know if you remember the old movie, it might be before your time, Jeremiah Johnson.
Yeah.
That was the same bear that chased the old guy into the cabin. That was probably the least dangerous thing I did in the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a scene I never aired. You, if I remember right, you're on the buffalo, and you're surrounded by wolves.
Right.
But there's 3 or 4 of them, and the buffalo is ramming them and defending itself. And
Yeah, he got one right down with his head and pushed him, then he kicked another one.
Was that scripted, or was that kind of...
You know, we just thought, let's turn 3 or 4 of them loose with the buffalo and see what happens.
See what... Yeah. So they're seeing meat.
They naturally would attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever think, if this thing moves the wrong way and I fall off, I might just get eaten by a wolf?
Well, I'd worked with those same wolves,
Okay.
and some I could work with, and others, they would
They would try to...
treat you the same as a buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you were also an animal trainer
Right.
and stunt man.
Yeah, you do a little everything.
Hey, we need a guy to try to get wolves to like him, and you raised your hand and said, I'll be that guy?
Well, one time the guy I worked for, he was kind of a crazy bugger. But he says to me, he says, hey, you want to make $500 tomorrow? You know, that's back when we were getting like $800 a month, you know?
Yeah.
And I said, sure, what do I got to do? Well, we need like 5 seconds of these 2 wolves attacking a guy. I said, yeah, whatever. So I wrap up my arm with a bunch of leather and stuff, and
Yeah.
because they always want it like a dog, you know. So anyways, I go out where they got this scene set up, and it's on a shale slide on a mountain. And there's a little goat trail there. So he said, yeah, I just got to walk across there, and we'll turn them 2 wolves loose that don't like you. And they'll probably attack you and grab you, and you roll down the hill, and, you know, and they need like 5 seconds. I said, okay. So I got these other 2 guys that could work those same wolves, but I couldn't touch them. Eh? They didn't like me for
Yeah.
kind of like dogs. So I walk across there, and the wolves are above me, and they growl and growl and growl, but they won't do nothing. Eh? He says, throw a rock at him. So I grab a little gravel, and I throw it in this wolf's face there. He's like 10 feet away up this steep hill, and he takes one jump, and I put my arm up, and on the way by, he grabs it, and they're like 120 pounds, you know.
Yeah.
So we go ass over tea kettle down the hill, rolling over, and he's still got me by the arm, and we finally come to a stop, and the other one sneaks in behind me, grabs me by my leg, and they just stretch out like that.
Really?
Yeah, they got you on the ground.
They're a team. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing you can do.
So did that end up on film? Is that footage somewhere?
You know, I can't even remember who we were doing that for or where it went. Broke my arm.
Really?
Yeah, just from biting it.
And did someone come and save you?
Yeah, the other 2 guys kind of like 5-10 seconds after we come to a stop, they come and grab them, pull them
Because
off.
you know me, based on what we've done together, I would have probably just said, man, I'd love to help him, but I'm kind of busy. But I don't want to get involved, you know. I don't want to get involved. That leads me to another question from the internet. We asked for questions online before we came up here.
Right.
And this is my favorite question of all. It's from Mike Justice. And he says, my only question for him, where did you put your massive balls while riding the buffalo and fighting cougar? That's my favorite question. I think that's what everybody thinks.
We might not add any left.
Yeah. So you watch this movie, it's like what more can you jam pack this thing with that of like outdoors adventure? It's incredible. And one of them, there's a bear fight of two what look to be giant grizzlies.
Right.
And you're there, right?
Right. That was
Present.
That was another kind of a bit of an accident.
Really?
Yeah. We had two big older male grizzly bears. They were both like 600-700 pounders. Normally you'd film one, put that one away, film the other one. And one day something got crossed up and the two bears ended up out at the same time. And they naturally, males, they don't like one another.
Yeah.
So they just got into this little bit of a fight, So then the guy that owned the company I worked for, he was the gray-haired guy with the beard.
Yeah, yeah.
He tells the guy to keep rolling. He runs in there, lays down on the ground, and the bears fight right over top of him, back and forth. And then he says to me, run in with your gun and fire a couple shots and scare him away. Okay. So.
I don't want that. How did you get that again? How did you get that job? How come you're the guy? It seems like if it was me, I would say, I got a lunch in about 20 and I've got to be in town. I don't know that, I don't think I can make it work with my schedule. But somehow you're the guy that always volunteers to get in the middle of dangerous things. You're wildlife.
I gotta be somewhere, I mean, them older bears, their teeth are kind of blunted off and they don't really hurt one another when they're fighting like that.
Yeah.
They grab one another, but they don't, it's not like they're ripping and tearing and maybe got bruised up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were fine. One of the things I've always wondered about, there's a scene where you go into the saloon and he does look like he decides, hey, what's in there? He just goes right in. And I kind of wondered how you pulled that off because,
we actually specially built that saloon. And the two actors in that, they were both gun nuts. So I said, here's the gun I'm going to shoot you with. You guys load it. Oh, yeah, no problem. Black powder gun, you put powder in there. And they wad up like newspaper. Put it in your mouth and make it wet and then put it in there. And we don't shoot this scene till the next day. So, of course, the paper hardens up.
Oh, yeah.
And I come riding in there, and the first guy's standing there, and I aim right here. And I shot him right, he had a big welt right there, right between his eyes, and then I rolled around, shoot the other guy, same thing. I was kind of proud of myself.
Yeah.
Canada, we never get to use a pistol, so
Yeah.
it was pretty good. But anyways, that day we had a crew of probably 130 guys working there that day, like at the extras and crew and all that stuff. And this little town setup was built on the side of a mountain. Guy had taken basically a bulldozer, made a flat spot, and it was like a great big bank down to the valley. And I said, no, your only job, when I ride in there, slam the doors, put the big bar across there so you can't get out.
Wow.
Because I thought, once you're shooting, you don't know if you get scared or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no problem. So the buffalo, he's slipping and sliding on this sawdust board floor. I come around on the first lap, and I look, and the door's not closed. And he sees this daylight on these bat-wing doors, Yeah. And he tries to turn, and I can't steer him around, and he rips both doors off, running outside. Runs across the street, going as fast as he can run. Yeah. And here's this 300-foot slag pile down to the valley bottom. We run right off that as fast as he can go.
Wow.
Buffalo, they're front heavy.
Yeah.
So we go out in midair, and he's starting to go like this. So I get about halfway upside down and pull the ripcord and figure it's time to get the hell out of there. Yeah. We hit that dirt and we go bounce down to the bottom. Ooh. And I go walking back up that hill, and I'm going to kill that guy.
Yeah.
In front of 200 people.
Yeah.
He's running and hiding.
I do remember you saying the head. So there's a head that knocks a stove over.
Yeah, it was like a stuffed head.
That's like a swing, a rig or something?
Yeah.
Because that's great. I like that the buffalo just takes that guy's legs out. Tell me about Bandit the Raccoon and how that got put in there, because some of my favorite parts include.
You know, I couldn't even remember that in there until I seen it.
That's some of the weirdest parts, but it's so funny.
It's like, yeah, let's put that in there. Okay.
Yeah, somebody's got a raccoon.
It's like the guy who's trying to use every animal he owned in the thing.
That's what it feels like. But it's, I mean, and, you know, there's a part to me that's funny too. There's a cougar fights a raccoon, and I'm pretty sure y'all just you just said, yeah, we'll just.
Was that when the flood come down the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was
What was that?
you couldn't have planned that one. That was in Utah, and we were just in this little river, you know, hardly no water in it.
Yeah.
And upstream, there was a big ice jam there for days. And then we just happened to be filming on the river, and this thing all let loose. And like it flooded the heck out of the whole valley down below.
Really?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Away goes the raccoon. And
Yeah, and then it cuts to a raccoon on
He's
the top
safe.
of the bank. He's fine. He's fine. No, he totally survived. Same raccoon. Trust us. We're moving on. Let's just get a new raccoon. That one's toast. So it's just, you know.
But actually, that one, we caught him downstream.
Oh, you really did?
Yeah, he was, I mean, we had to do everything. I mean, you had to run down and get ahead of him, ice come by.
That's pretty impressive. Rick, I really appreciate you having us up here. You have a beautiful place, and your family is great. All the people up here in the Kananaskis Valley have treated us great, and it's a wonderful place. And we really appreciate you having us up here. It's an honor to get to meet you.
No, we're really happy having you guys up here, and glad you enjoyed yourself. Maybe we can make it an annual affair.
Yeah, love to.
We'll see how many more years the Buffalo's got in them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo! That was a long trip, man. That was pretty cool, though. Anyway,
Yeah, as you were saying?
it's like this.
Okay.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, why did we wait so long?
We had to go to Canada.
That was cool.
2, 3, 4.